And there we go. All right.
All right.
We live. How you doing, sir?
Hey, I'm doing all right, man. How you doing?
I'm blessed today, man.
Truly we are.
Absolutely. So we're working on Facebook Live here. Okay. And then we got my actual pre-recorded here, and I upload that a little later.
Okay.
You feel me?
I got you.
All right, man. So, man, we're here at Chef Carol's Southern Kitchen right here on Martin Luther King, in between Owens and Washington, right? Mm-hmm. And I visited here now, I don't know how many times, because I love this place. Not only that, one of my dear meals is soul food. Feel me? I love soul food. And, you know, we got a handful of them here, right?
Yeah.
Some way out, some way down. But this is my heart, West Side, West Las Vegas. You know, I was born and raised a couple streets over.
Okay.
You know, in between Lake Mead and Cary, right there in Valley View, and Regal Estates as well. Both my grandparents had homes there, and that's where I was born and raised at. I'm 3 generations deep, going on 4. You feel me?
That's a blessing.
So tell me something. Where are you and your wife from?
Me and my wife are originally from Arkansas.
Arkansas.
You know, it's a long journey.
Okay.
From Arkansas to California.
Okay.
From California to Las Vegas. We moved here from San Diego.
Okay.
We met about 5 years ago. We got married. We stayed in San Diego about a year and a half.
Okay.
And then we moved to Vegas.
Then you moved to Vegas.
Yeah.
Man, that's amazing. And so your wife is putting it down. She got her foot in that thing.
She has an amazing gift. You know what I mean?
Yes,
you know,
sir.
It's just it's one of those things that's just natural for her. Mm-hmm. To everyone else that I talk to, it's amazing, but to her, it's just a natural, normal thing. And she'd be like, "What's all the hype about?"
You got our taste buds, baby. You got our taste buds, right?
Real talk.
And the cuisine, man, it's amazing. So we have Willie here, right? What's your full name, Willie?
Willie Gray.
Willie Gray.
Mm-hmm.
And then Chef Carol.
Chef Carol Hampton Gray.
Okay, cool. And you guys met 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And then how long after that you got married?
6 months later.
6 months later, you knew she was the one.
Knew she was the one.
Wow.
Over a plate of pig feet. It's
Over
amazing.
Pig.
You know,
was it pickle pig?
No, just regular pig feet. She
pig
had cooked, man. It's a little spot I used to go shoot food for all the vets. You know, the VFW down in San Diego. All the vets get there and we shoot. And she's coming and cook for us every now and then. Mm-hmm. And so you know how everybody doing what they do. And yeah, kind of kick back and I went back there and she had cooked some pig feet and cabbage. Okay. I had none in a long time. Went back there to get some of those pig feet. And as they say, from that point on, the rest is history.
The rest is history.
The rest is history.
So wait a minute, you love pig feet?
I love pig feet, man.
Wow.
You know, I eat pig feet, pig ears.
Right.
You know, yeah.
Hog maw.
Hog maw.
Hog head cheese too.
Hey, I love me some hog head cheese, especially when it's hot.
You better know you're from Arkansas eating like that. You feel me? Okay, so then when did this come into play, Chef Carol's Kitchen?
Well, what it was I'd done air conditioning for 30 years.
Okay.
And actually, I went took the test in California for my contractor's license. Okay. But I had some history. I had passed the test and everything, but I had some history that wouldn't allow it to go through. Mm-hmm. So it took us about a year to get all the paperwork together, get all the tests. She walked with me through this step by step. I mean, gather my paperwork, get all the background stuff that needed to be done. And so when we got down there and they didn't approve it, you know, I looked at her and said, "Well, now, what do you want to do?" And she said, "I want a restaurant." So here we are.
Wow.
You know, I was on a roof here when we first got here. I was working for Silver State. Okay. And I was on a roof out east, man. It was 119 degrees.
Yes, sir.
And I called my wife and said, "I'm through.
Can't do this.
I can't do this no more." I was 60, but that was 2 years ago, so I was 64 then.
Yeah. And
so, like I said, from there, once I asked her what she wanted to do, she wanted to open up a restaurant. This is like her fourth restaurant. She's not new to the industry.
She ain't new to the game.
No.
She true to the game.
Hey, man, her family been doing this for years. Her family fed Aretha Franklin, James Brown up in Oakland. They have a very famous restaurant up there. Okay. And she grew up in that system. Right. So then she had one in Tracy. With like a little blues spot, kind of like this, but it was a blues spot. So she's not new to the game. She truly loves it. Right. You know, she has a passion for this family.
Right. Now, I want you to tell everybody, you found love again at the age of what, 59, 60?
60.
You found love again.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure this ain't your first rodeo.
My first marriage, I married 25 years.
25 years.
Yeah, and my first wife died.
She passed away.
Yeah, but we had got divorced before she
Okay.
passed away. But she passed away.
Yeah.
The mother of my children.
Yeah.
And this right here is where it worked for me, man, because it's the God factor.
Yes.
You know,
but God.
In 2017, no, 2013. I was like, Lord, I need a woman in my life. I was getting older, you know what I mean? I had been through what I had been through and done what I had been done. And I'm like, Lord, I need, you know, someone that's my helpmate. And he told me point blank, I'm not giving you one of mine until you straighten up your life.
Straighten up your life.
So I went to a vet center, and I stayed in that vet center for 2 years. When we met, I was in that vet center.
Oh, wow.
At the end of my 2 years, because I was dealing with PTSD.
Okay.
You know, of a major magnitude. You know, and I sit in that vet center, man, and it worked on me. And when I got through working on me, he did just what he said. He gave me a wife.
Wow.
Just like
Y'all
that.
hear that? He asked God.
That's what I did.
Woman, right? Now, PTSD from the streets, from the army?
Military.
Military.
Yeah, I was in the Navy. I did 5 years. I caught the end of the Vietnam era. So I went in 73, and I got out in 78.
Wow.
So there's some things that happened to me in the military that I'm still dealing with.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's what it was. I didn't understand it when it happened. I went in 17. You know, so when it happened, I didn't understand it. I didn't know no diagnosis. I didn't do no follow through.
Yeah.
You know, it just affected my life as the years went on.
Right.
I came out the street, I came out the drug life, you know, I came through that era, I came through the 90s.
Yes.
You know, being straight up, I came through the 90s, and there was a chemical warfare that was launched on our neighborhood.
Better say that.
You know, and I'm a survivor
Yes.
of that warfare.
Yes.
You know, and that's when I began, you know, after the 90s came the early 2000s where they changed the chemical.
Yes, they did.
But it was still a warfare.
Yes.
And so I made it through those. And that's why I said, God said, you know, until you get your head together,
Yeah.
I'm not giving you one of mine.
Right.
You know, so that's kind of what I
Wow. That's amazing, right? You really found love again. But for her, and by the way, she back there working.
Yeah.
She putting in the grind. We here during closing hours. She putting it in. But she always comes out, greets me, shows me much love. So when you watch this, much love to you. She received you coming from the vet center. You know what I mean? She didn't think she was too good for you. Look down on you, look down her nose. Who you come?
Hey, now see, that's the story within itself, you know, because my wife, hey man, I come from the back alley, straight up.
Yeah.
My wife is the upper echelon.
Okay.
You know, the college degrees, her family, all her daughters. I mean, her daughters are like, I mean, they all own their own home and college educated. So for her to accept someone like me, and it was kind of like you said, it wasn't so much as her, because when God touched her heart on my behalf, she was all in. I was the one that was concerned.
Yeah.
You know, am I good enough for
Yes.
her? Can I bring up?
Am I worthy?
Yeah, you know, can I live at the level that she living? Because the people I hung out with and the people she introduced me to were two different levels. You know, so I had to make that transition for her sake. But as far as her accepting me, man, I was working in San Diego. Escondido's like 30 minutes.
Okay.
So I used to get up and catch the bus out to Escondido because that's where I was doing my work at. She lived in Chula Vista, which was another 30 minutes from where I was.
Okay.
She would get up, drive over to where I was at the vet center, pick me up, take me all the way to Escondido at work at 5:30 in the morning. You know what I mean? And this, we had just met. You know, and this is what I think solidified it. She had brought me home. She had came and got me. I would catch the bus back to Euclid, and she would meet me there on the trip back because of the traffic.
Yeah.
But I had $3 left in my pocket one day.
$3.
All the money I had. And she told me she was hungry.
Yeah.
And I reached in my pocket and I gave her my $3. And she said, ain't nobody ever gave me their last.
Ooh.
And that was what solidified us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She
Locked
said,
it in.
yeah, she said, nobody ever reached their pocket and gave me their last.
Yes.
You know, and that right there was a turning point in our relationship.
Absolutely.
As far as solidifying our relationship. And she was always comfortable. I began to get comfortable growing with her.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, I'm not used to this kind of limelight, man. That's
Right.
not who I am. That's
Right.
not where I come from.
Okay.
It's not where I've been.
Right.
You know, but by the grace and mercy of God, here I sit.
And 6 months later, y'all was married.
6 months later.
So tell me how that went. Did you get on your knees? What you do? How
Hey,
you,
man,
how
I
you
got-
do that, man? How you get that, man?
This how it went, man. Really, you know, because I had told her, because after we had been together 3 months, I told her we was married.
Okay.
I said, because marriage to me is a commitment. It's not that piece of paper.
Okay.
You know, I commit myself to you as your husband
Facts.
from this point on.
Yeah.
And so, you know, paper is necessary for the law.
Yeah.
But the heart is
Yeah.
what counts. Because I can have that piece of paper all I want, but if I ain't got it in my heart, we just living together.
Yes, sir.
That's all it is.
Yes, sir.
So she said, well, when we gonna do it?
Ooh.
I said, you pick a date. Shock.
Yeah.
She said, she thought I was playing, so she said January 23rd. I said, okay. We got married January 23rd. Now there was another little element in there because I'm in the ministry. You know, I've been
Okay.
preaching now for about 20 years.
Hey.
My partner, Pastor Ricky Lester, bless his heart, he has passed on now, but he married us because I was, as I was going through that transition, I wasn't behind the pulpit because
Right.
I was getting my head together.
Right.
So when I told Rick, I said, you know, me and Rick go back from 6th grade up.
Wow.
With the elementary school, high school, everything,
Yeah.
you know.
That's your boy. That's your
That's
partner.
my boy, yeah. And so I told Rick, I said, well, Rick, I think I'm ready. And Rick told me, you ain't getting in my pulpit with no woman at home. You want to be in my pulpit, you got to get married.
Right.
Rick married us.
Wow.
You know, so
Yes, sir.
that's kind of, that was that extra kicker that really solidified us going through the whole ceremony.
Yes, sir.
And so that's basically where it went.
Right, man. That's good, man. And so it's a family thing. I met one of your daughters.
That's that role.
Okay.
And then we've had a few of our daughters. We had my granddaughter. We've had a granddaughter down here, Shayla.
Okay.
And then we got Tamika. She's been in and out.
Okay.
You know, our kids are, hey man, our kids are amazing. You know, when we think, because she comes from a family of 13.
Okay.
You know, very large family,
Yeah.
very tough. Miss Obelia, they mom. And just from hearing about Miss Obelia, I got love for that lady.
Right.
When I get mad at my wife, I talk to Miss Obelia. They take her.
Get your daughter, man.
You need to talk. Miss Obelia, help me out.
Right,
You
right.
know, that kind of situation. So for our kids only own homes.
Yes.
You know, our kids are college educated. God has blessed our seed.
Yes.
You know, before our union.
Right.
And then when our union came together, we actually formed as a family. You know, it wasn't that stepmom, stepdad type of
No.
situation.
No.
It was actually love from both sides.
Wow.
My kids, I have actually 5 kids, 30 grandkids, and 3 great-grandkids.
Woo!
She has 3 girls and 1 grandchild.
Yeah.
And we're blending that whole
Blending that thing.
together, and it's working out fine.
It's beautiful, man. So I want to get into Chef Carol's Southern Kitchen, this establishment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the space. Why'd you pick right here?
Some amazing coincidence you have here.
Thank you.
Actually, this place was, when we first came down here, Joanne had it. Joanne,
Yep,
she
Joanne,
was from Louisiana.
New Orleans Kitchen.
And my wife came in here and talked to Joanne and was actually saying, hey, look here, we know you just starting, you know, do you want some help? You know, I bring these to the table. My wife's a certified chef. She got all her paperwork. She
Right.
did her time in school. And so at the time, Joanne's husband was just getting sick. He wasn't sick yet. He was just getting sick.
Okay.
And she was going through some changes, you know, because they had put a lot of
Yep.
money in this place,
Yep.
you know.
I met them.
And they cool. I really like them. So she said, well, no, I don't need no help right now.
Okay.
We came back 6 months later and the building was empty.
Empty.
Just like that. We was riding by. Matter of fact, on our way to church, because I go to church at True Love. It's
Okay.
a Baptist church right down the street.
Yeah.
We was on our way to church and we noticed that the doors weren't open.
Wow.
So we had saved up a little money. Came down and talked to me some money. And that's how, you know.
Because it could have been anywhere.
It could have been anywhere.
But the
man.
heart of the West Side.
Yeah.
I thank you for
You
that.
know, and it was like I say, the God factor in our whole life, you know, is that God factor because this is the perfect location for what she does.
Yes.
You know, because of our blackness, and we could have went out, you know, to the skirts. We had went down. The only 2 buildings we had looked at was this one and where M&M's used to be at downtown on the strip, when they closed it down. Yeah, we had looked at those two buildings. They wanted too much down there.
Okay.
But anyway, so we were led here, man, and we have been blessed.
Booming.
Through the pandemic, you know, we made it through with our first year of business. We opened December 19th.
Wow.
Pandemic hit March. You know, and by the grace of God, our doors are still open.
Still open.
Yeah.
Still open. And I just want to know, like, was it any turbulence, you know, getting paperwork and getting the fire people, the marshal to come down and all that good stuff? What that red tape like, man? Talk to the people.
When I say the God factor, we just went and talked to him, man. You know, we didn't go with no special plan. And man, we was a mom and pop restaurant. Yeah. That's all we was thinking about. When nobody gonna be working here but me and her.
Yep.
You know, now we're a family restaurant. I got 9 employees. You know, when I went through the inspections and everything, like the girl that came down to inspect us, her dad owned hush puppies.
Wow.
So this is how the conversation went.
Right.
So she came down, it was all, and plus my wife is like, and I mean, she's anal about the cleanliness of her place. She is anal. I mean, you know, real anal. Yep. You know, so when they came in, man, I mean, everything was in place.
Biggest man.
Everything was in place. And then the fire department, when they came in and inspected the next day, they brought about 9 guys out here to eat.
You better tell them, man.
So, you know, we really didn't have no problem. You know, and then we had like Congressman Horst come down, his office comes in and checks on us and see where we at on the helping of the community. And he offers us a lot of help. You know, we had wow, I don't want to get his name wrong, the one that just ran for the dad.
It's okay. Prestigious though.
Yeah, they come down and they check on us, man. Like the school over here, the
school.
Yeah, they come over and check on us and give us helping hands. They give us, hey, look here, y'all need to look into this. Y'all need to look into this. Y'all need to sign up for that. You know, so the community, you know, has really tweaked in and supported us.
I'm feeling it.
And I don't have no problems here.
Yeah, none.
You know what I mean?
None.
You know, and see, because I'm from the hood, see, I know it takes the hood to protect the hood. So if there's no problems, it's because the hood has said, the neighborhood has said, hey, protect they okay.
Them.
Yeah, they, you know, when you go down there, you ain't got to be like this, you know. And that to me is a blessing.
Right.
You know, I don't have to have security guards walking around outside the door. No. You know, we good.
Because we got God. and I want you to speak on that black excellence, man. You know, kind of let people know, like, how, like, the black excellence, man.
Well, see, we as a people, man, look here, this is what, and when we talk about we as a people, see, I'm one of those guys, society always talking about how far what we ain't done and what we're not doing.
Right.
But see, I know in the last 70 years, we have come tremendously.
In the last 70?
In the last 70, since the 50s, since they changed the Jim Crow era and began to grow, you know, our people, you know, we got judges and lawyers and doctors and police chiefs and firemen.
We do. We got a president.
We got a president that walked into the White House without firing a shot.
Yep.
Never in history that I know of that there has been a peaceful transition to where the slave owner became under the slave, you know, without firing a shot. No revolution, no nothing. That shows how great a people we are.
Yeah.
You know, when we look back, and they want to focus on a lot of the other elements. But we got more black men educated in this country than ever been before. We got more black women who are educated and upholding families.
In power,
that's like it's never been before.
Yeah.
So when I talk about how far our people have come, you know, I always see the glass half full. Always.
Yeah.
Could it be better? Yes, it could be better for any people.
Anybody.
You know what I mean? But as far as us and our struggle, you know, I am proud of the next generation. I come from the 50s. You know, I always said that the greatest hero in the 50s to me, and I love Martin Luther King, and I've been through the Malcolm X thing, but you remember the 7 children that was in Alabama? They had George Wallace on this side and the federal guards on this side, and George Wallace had said that no black kids could go to school, integrated in Alabama, and you had state police there, and they had them 7 kids marching down the middle of that road, you know, on that day. But they were not even my heroes. Their parents that had to dress their kids that moment
Right.
and put them out there.
Yeah.
But if their parents had not have done that, my kids wouldn't have the education that they have
Wow.
or the opportunity.
Yeah.
They are my heroes, you know, because they had to be some God-fearing folks.
That's real.
Because I'll go out and fight the war myself.
Right.
I'm not so sure I'm sending my children out there.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
so,
sir.
so in order for them to have the courage, because you had the George Wallace and the state police on this side, you had the federal National Guard, and all of them, none of them they covered.
Nope.
So you really didn't know if this side was going to shoot this side, protect, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Only God. And see, those are the things that interest me in our hero. It's our unseen acts
Yes,
that
sir.
people don't pay attention, that probably have more a positive effect on our people as
Way
a
more
whole.
impact, yeah.
More so than all the ones that was in the limelight, although they all did their job,
yeah.
you know. But you know, it's that mama in the kitchen that they used to tell you, boy, if you don't get up out here and go to school, whoop your butt.
Yeah.
It wasn't no snow days, wasn't no, you know, it was people like that
Yeah.
that changed our culture.
Absolutely.
You know, it was them dads that said, hey, before I let you go down that corner, see, I got three sons. One's a Navy SEAL, retired chief, 21 years. My middle boy's a high school football coach down in San Diego, 7 years in the Air Force. My youngest boy just got the feds.
Okay.
You know, I got grandson in the military. But I raised my kids in the project, but I didn't play. You know, because I know what the streets did to me.
Yeah.
My kids never went to a black school.
Okay.
Not because I didn't respect black school, but I knew the best education was out there.
Right.
So I drove my kids before busing became popular.
Wow.
You know, because I grew up in black schools, and the only thing they taught me is how to play sports, and the other two elements that come with that.
Right.
You know, but there was no education. So you know, when I think about me as a dad, I was a Pop Warner coach for 12 years. So all the guys in the neighborhood, all the kids in the neighborhood knew Coach
Yes,
Gray
sir.
and his kids.
Yes, sir.
You know, but I wouldn't allow the streets to have mine.
No.
I couldn't, you know, and this is the threat I used to tell them. I say, you know, look here, before I let the streets have you, I will kill you.
I got you.
You know,
Yeah.
I will kill you. Make love to your mama before I go to prison, so that when I get out, I have another one about your age, and they believe it.
You put the fear in them. That's fear.
You know, it's called a healthy fear.
My daddy gonna kill me if I...
It was a healthy
Yeah.
fear, and it was needed because I needed them to be more afraid of me than they was of the people in the streets. You
That's
know,
real.
You know, because see, a lot of other guys come together. You know, and my son would tell me, "Hey, look here, man, I can't do that because if my dad catch me, it ain't. I don't know what your dad or your mom gonna do. But if my dad catch me, I didn't
right.
play.
It's
You know,
right.
it wasn't no. You know, it was. When we left Arkansas, I moved to the south side of Chicago. From the south side of Chicago to the west side of Chicago. From the west side of Chicago to San Diego. So I had seen what them streets can really do to a person
That's
at a
right.
very early age.
What did your mother... Were you raised in a two-parent household?
Well, no. My mom and dad, you know, both from Arkansas, got married. You know, one thing my dad did, my mom got pregnant with me at 15.
Oh.
At 14. She
Okay.
had me at 15. I was the only child.
Okay.
And so my dad, they wouldn't let my dad marry my mom because my dad was the town bad boy.
Okay.
So he joined the military, went to a Korean War, came back and got us. We had moved to Chicago at 5 years old. They stayed married 13 years, but my dad was always involved in my life, even though he wasn't at home. And we didn't always get along,
Right.
you know, but he was always there. I just went down, matter of fact, we opened this place in December. I went down in October, me and Carol went down. My dad got some land down in Arkansas. We went down there and visited.
Okay.
I hadn't talked to my dad since 2011. You know,
Wow.
My dad, he has a family, Benny, my stepmom, and they've been married 40 years.
Okay.
He got some kids, and he really been involved in their lives.
Right.
So as far as my kids, he hasn't really been involved in their lives. But I was able to forgive my father that shit.
Forgive him.
I was able, man, look at here.
Yeah.
You know, and I took the trip,
good.
and my 3 kids went with me.
Yeah.
And they had, my Sean and Chili Will hadn't seen their grandpa since they was 12 years old.
Wow.
Because once I took my kids from around him, I didn't want his influence in their lives
Okay.
because they were headed another. And Omari, my oldest boy, had never seen him.
Okay.
So they all caught a plane with me.
Wow.
And we went down there and we did
The love, man.
Yeah.
That's a God factor.
That's a God factor.
You know
Well,
what I
see,
mean?
this is where I've always been, man. How can I expect my kids to love and respect me? And I've made some mistakes.
Right.
And I can't love and respect my father. And he made some mistakes.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? So I can't, maybe a lot of things, hypocritical is not one of them.
So being raised like that, what did your mom embed in you that still stick with you today, and your father as well? But whoever raised you, what did they embed in you that still sticks with you today, in your 60s?
Honey, my mom always taught me to pay attention.
Pay attention.
You know what I mean? And that was her, when I was in school, even when I was out there in the streets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because my mom knew me.
Yeah.
I'm her only child. It was just me and my mom. Because my dad left her, I was 13. And it's been me and her. All our family was in Chicago. We had no family in San Diego.
Okay.
So we actually grew up like sisters and brothers, more than mother and son.
Yeah. I mean, she 15 years older than you?
Yeah, that's it. Her birthday, she died. Her birthday May 23rd this month.
Okay.
Mine's May 18th.
Okay.
So she had me a week actually before she turned 15. And she died on my birthday.
Wow.
On May 18th.
God rest her soul.
And this is, that's another God factor because, and this is right before I met Carol, my mom had caught cancer. And my prayer to God is I didn't want to see her suffer.
Okay.
I wasn't about healing her. That's his call. That's his will. I ain't got nothing to do with he healed her or call her on the way. I just didn't want to see her suffer. So we brought my mom home from the hospital on May 16th. And they told us wasn't nothing else they could do for her.
Right.
My birthday was May 18th. I was still in the vet center. So my kids would go over there and check on her. So my kids went over there and checked on her. She was dead. They came down and got me. I go to the house where she's at. My mom is laying in the bed dead. I crawled up in the bed with my mother and wrapped my arms around her and made her watch Steve Harvey together until the people got there to pronounce her legally dead.
Legally.
The nurse got there and she said, your mom died at 12:01. Wow. And I said, that's God's way of letting me know he heard my prayer. I didn't see her suffer.
No.
So that's how that came about.
Man.
So I'm at peace with God calling her home.
Yeah.
Because we had made that mistake with my grandmother. She was on dialysis and we kept trying to hold on.
Yeah.
And so we learned from that.
Yeah.
But the one thing that my mom would always say, she said, Willie, I don't care where you at, what you're doing, pay attention.
Okay. So when did you understand God hears you? Like, when did you realize that? Like, that was God. When did the first time
And I got called to the ministry in 1997.
Okay.
I was up in Compton. It was my auntie's house on the couch.
Okay.
Her name was Betty. Betty used to sing with James Brown back in the day. That's kind of, she had introduced me to a lot of the game. But I was laying on the couch, man, and God woke me up, man, like at 3 o'clock. Betty's very religious.
Okay.
There's a difference between religion and spirituality.
Yeah.
She's a church. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm laying on her couch. It's about 3. And when you wake up, you're kind of groggy,
Hi. Chef Carol, everybody. She got the chef coat on. That's the woman right there, man. As soon as he starts talking about his relationship with God, here she comes.
Well, I'm just being honest. I'm tired. I'm going home.
It's okay.
I worked all day. I've been here all day since, what time?
We got up at 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock this morning. So I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be real. I love you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Bless you. And tell your wife I love her too. Okay? Love you.
There you go, Keith.
That's the lady, man. That's her right there, man. So tell me about it.
I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought.
No, you was talking about God. You was laying on Betty's
couch.
couch.
Yeah, I was at Betty's couch, and when you wake up early, 2 or 3 o'clock, you kind of groggy, you have to catch it. Now I said straight up on the couch.
I'm back.
I said straight up on the couch. And Betty had this big old dining room table with me. Her used to study all the time, God had me go to that table and he had me write down 15 questions. And then as I answered those questions, at the end of it, he said, okay, you're ready. And me, man, I'm not the last thing I thought I would ever be as a preacher. Ever. That was not,
right.
That was not in my forte.
Yeah.
So that was on, I think that was on like a Tuesday or Wednesday night. So that Sunday, we go to Christ New Testament Missionary Baptist Church right there in Compton and Linwood, right there on the borderline, J.R. Henderson III was my pastor, one of the big old Baptist preachers that was a police for 30 years in Chicago. And that's the kind of man he was. You know, he wasn't no joker. So we sitting out in the audience, and Pastor Henderson was preaching, and he stopped in the middle of the sermon, and he pointed. I had never met this man. He pointed at me. He said, "You look like a preacher."
Wow.
And he took me under his wing.
Wow.
You know, and that's how it all got started. And I had the pleasure of Dr. Highvine Jr. had a small school of theology, Caleb School of Theology in Compton. Great man of God. And he used to write the speeches for Martin Luther King. When Martin Luther King make his West Coast swing, Dr. Highvine was involved in the speech writing part.
Wow.
Great man of God. And so I went to his school of theology, and he taught us the spirit of the Lord and not the law. You know? And that's where I came out. That was my growth process.
All right now. So look, y'all. I got this good old menu here. I'm gonna run through it, and then we're gonna end this interview, man. Awesome interview. Awesome answers, man. Thank you so much. You got this vibe. I just love it, man. So we got Chef Carol's Southern Kitchen here. Of course, it's located on 1100 North Martin Luther King Boulevard. You can't miss it. I'm gonna tell you, Sweet 9, but you can't miss it, right? And basically, they do catering for all occasions, small, large, personal, and special orders. Ask Chef Carol. You understand me? So my favorite is the grilled salmon, blackened, with double rice and gravy, some greens, some yams, but you know, that's all I needed, some salmon, some rice and gravy, and some cornbread, and I'm straight, right? My wife likes to get the smothered pork chops with her greens and yams, or greens and macaroni and cheese. Kids love the catfish, smacking, and of course my little baby son, he loved his macaroni and cheese. He done had 3 of them things, 3 of them side dishes, all right? So they got the entrees. Of course, all entrees are served with rice and gravy and 2 additional sides. They have greens of the day, beans of the day, yams, corn, macaroni and cheese, French fries, and/or salad. So they got the Southern fried chicken. It come with 3 pieces. Southern baked chicken, 3 pieces. Southern fried chicken wings, 3 pieces. They got Southern meatloaf, 7 ounces, man. They have the Southern short ribs with the gravy. Come on now. They got the Southern fried pork chops, which I said my wife loves. They have the Southern grilled pork chops. Ooh, I gotta try those next time. And it's maple glaze with onions, red bell peppers, and green bell peppers. All right. You can add $1.50. Now, Southern fried catfish, 3 pieces. Southern red snapper. Come on now, what? Then they got the Southern grilled salmon. That's my thing. 7 ounces. Listen, you got the maple glaze or the blackened at $1.50. Southern fried prawns. Those are the shrimp. The nice big shrimp. What is that? 6 pieces. Come on now, it's the love. You hear the love over here. And then Southern fried oyster, 6 pieces. They got the special seafood platters. We talking about red snapper, 2 pieces, catfish, 2 pieces, prawns, 3 pieces, oysters, 3 pieces, and then they got all white meat chicken, which is additional $2. Now that is the entrees, and they also got the a la carte. I'm not gonna go through it. Everything I just said, you can get that by itself. You understand me? And also, let's see over here, they got the po' boy sandwiches.
No, we remember that.
Oh no?
Yeah.
No. The cheeseburgers, hamburgers on that?
We're gonna take
Oh, okay. So we're gonna scratch that off. But they do have a kids meal still.
Yeah,
They have a kids meal.
yeah.
So they do have the kids meal. You can get the chicken wings, chicken legs. You still gonna do a hamburger, cheeseburger for the kids?
Yeah.
Okay. So they got the hamburger, cheeseburger for the kids. Also the house salad, and desserts. They got the peach cobbler, bread pudding, and okay, listen. This Kool-Aid, this sweet tea, and this lemonade. Cut it. That's what I'm on. I'm on the Kool-Aid. I'm a Kool-Aid man. All right. Specialties. Y'all still doing Southern chillings on Sundays?
I can't find
On Fridays and Saturdays?
Can't find them.
No way.
I've looked all over this town. I find them in those red baggies.
Okay.
And I think Aunt Betsy may have went out of business.
Wow.
Because I like that's some kind I use. I don't use red, but
Okay.
yeah.
So if y'all can find that, please DM me, DM them, because I like to eat chitlins. I don't care what y'all say. I like to eat chitlins. My granddaddy, rest his soul, Pete Sampson, used to make them for New Year's and special holidays, and me and my mama, kill it. And then I got my wife involved, and she started eating chitlins too. You feel me? So if y'all can find them, the ones he just said, please DM me, let me know, because we need to get them back on the menu and on this table. You feel me? Southern oxtails, 5 pieces with gravy. That's bomb too. It's smacking. Jambalaya, It comes with shrimp, chicken, Louisiana links, right? And then they got the seafood gumbo, shrimp, chicken, Louisiana hot links as well. All specialty items are seasoned to perfection and slow cooked. You understand me? All right, side dishes, vegetable plate, choice of 4 sides, which means, you know, no meat if you're vegan, you know, or vegetarian. I don't know no difference between the two. Then they got the plain white rice. They got the rice and gravy, macaroni and cheese, corn, yams, beans, greens, tomatoes. Greens, gravy, French fries. All right. And on the back, of course, is a lunch menu, which of course is everything, but it's the lunch. You feel me? It's a smaller type of thing. Plate. All right. So make sure y'all get down here. Make sure y'all get some of this food. I'm gonna tell you, it is very feasible. It is very affordable, especially for the establishment, for the people, for the way the food tastes. They really show love when you come in here. They really make everything prepared to order. Your wait is about 30, 40 minutes for your food because it's hot, it's ready, and it's fresh. So, you heard it from me, the best soul food spot to me in the city. I've been to a lot of them, and I'm not gonna name other ones. I'm just telling you this is my favorite spot. I've been here several times. It's not even a close second nowhere yet, you feel me? So I'm just telling y'all, I'm so happy they're here, and I wanna thank you, Willie, for sitting down with me.
My pleasure.
Really appreciate it. As y'all seen, Chef Carol came through, she's tired. I can bet.
Oh, yeah. It's been a long day.
And the food, like, you can't just whip that up and be like, oh, well, let's go do it or something. No, it take time and standing on them feet. I understand using them hands, preparing. She gotta whip it good. You feel me? So anyway, once again, man, this is Digital Kitchen. All right, the Digital Kitchen series, Hot Seat with IC Jonez. I am your host, IC Jonez. You know what it is, man. And I got some more Digital Kitchen interviews coming sooner than you think. All right, let me know if y'all rocking with me. Let me know if you want me to come to your establishment, interview you, and we're gonna have a sit down. You're gonna be in a hot seat. God bless you. Question, did you enjoy the interview?
Truly I did. I appreciate it.
100. All right, I'll see y'all later. God bless. Peace.